51. You know, this game, with the weather conditions developing the way they are, somewhat reminiscent of the Grey Cup game of 2 years ago between Edmonton and Toronto.
Boy, it sure is, because the rain is starting to become a factor, and as it did in that game in the second half of the ball game. And when it happened, the Toronto Argonaut offense was shut down. It's not geared for bad weather.
First and 10 from the 51, over the middle, the pass complete for the first down to Rufus Crawford. 5:31 is the time remaining in the third quarter.
You see Dieter come back here, and again he's looking into the middle. Gets the ball in there right on the money to Rufus. And Rufus tries to make a first down out of it, but may have given up the first down. And he did give up the first down, and it's second and just about a yard to go.
What about a little play action here? Brock tried it earlier. He gives to Bragagnola. He wants to make sure of the first down. He fumbled the football, but I believe Hamilton recovered.
The ball may have gone back to where it's not a first down again, though. He had the first down, but he let the ball go loose. We'll have to see where they lay it down.
We're informed that Ben Zambiasi at that middle linebacking position suffered a groin pull, but will be returning to the game. You were absolutely right, Leo. Bragagnola did have the first down, but when he fumbled the football and Hamilton recovered, they were about 2.5 feet short of the first down.
Well, there's only one play here, and that's Dieter Brock on the quarterback sneak. This is an important play in this ball game with this field position. They want this first down. Giving the ball back into the backfield might make them lose it, but taking it himself will guarantee. Yeah, he's got it.
Brock is certainly one of the better quarterback sneakers in the entire league.
Just mainly because of his strength. Awful strong. That line comes off, and when that line makes contact, even with a standstill, see Mike Hamlock getting a little bit of work on his ankle. He's got to play. He's their long snapper for the punts. They need him. But as I was saying, if you get a standstill on that offensive and defensive line, a guy with Brock's strength will make the yard.
Brock simply following in behind center Henry Waschuk to pick up the first down. Brock's pass falling short of the intended target as Rufus Crawford, as the man the pass was intended for, and Vince Goldsmith appeared to hit Brock just as he threw.
Well, Brock hasn't had much protection, but boy, he looks like Mr. Cool out there. Not faulting his offensive line. He knows he's got a bunch of young guys in there that haven't played together that long.
4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. 8-4, the Toronto Argonauts lead the Hamilton Tiger Cats. What a year Rufus Crawford had, putting his name into the record book, erasing a mark established by Hal Patterson back in 1956. Brock's pass again knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
Boy, DiPietro was wide open in the middle, and Brock saw him, but that man, Earl Wilson, just reached up and batted it down. Boy, DiPietro was wide open. Somebody blew the coverage because no one near him.
I have never seen the middle so wide open in any one given game as it looks like it is here. And if he led him out there was nobody left. It was a touchdown.
Bernie Ruoff is going to try a 56-yard field goal. Remember, he hit from 47 yards earlier. It's going to make it!
Holy mackerel.
So now we've got a one-point ball game in this Eastern Championship game here at CNE Stadium.
I've just organized a self-help group for people like me. Although I'm visually impaired, I'm independent, thanks to Joel and the mobility training I've received from the Canadian National Institute for the Blind. To me, the most disabling thing about blindness isn't the loss of vision, it's the attitude of others. I'm just like you. I want to share in a full life. It can happen. with the right opportunities and your understanding. Right, Joel?
Children don't run out of energy, but countries can. At Petro-Canada, we haven't forgotten that energy shortages do happen. We haven't forgotten the search for the energy they'll need tomorrow. We haven't forgotten Canada's future. Petro-Canada, putting Canada first.
Welcome back. Bernie Ruoff, 56 yards, and now it's just a one-point ball game.
You know, I don't know, it's just keep working, and if it comes down to kicking, hopefully I can do good enough, eh? We're working hard. Offense having a little trouble, but our defense playing a hell of a game, and maybe it'll come down to me, eh? I'm an old man. I gotta get to that Grey Cup soon. And hello, Mom and Dad. Okay? Thank you.
You know, when you talk about getting to a Grey Cup, there are only a few Hamilton players who have ever been there, 5 to be exact. 4 of them made it in 1980. Ruoff was one of them. Terry Greer makes the catch up to the 53-yard line, first down Toronto.
What they do is they take the curl here and they beat Terry Greer down into the hole. And when he comes out, the linebacker runs out and that opens it up. But that's just a great catch because watch Paul Bennett come just as the ball arrives.
It's not too open. There's three Tiger Cat jerseys around it, but it was perfectly thrown. Great concentration by Greer.
First and 10 from the 53. Deep for Paul Pearson. Picked off. Felix Wright. That's his 3rd of the ball game. He fumbles the ball. It's recovered by Gerald Zest.
And you know the amazing part about him fumbling that football was just before contact was made, he had the good judgment to put both hands on the ball, anticipating getting hit, and it still got knocked loose.
That's the 3rd interception of the game for Felix Wright.
Watch Felix intercept it right here. Now he starts back, and watch when they close in on him after he picks up this block, put both hands on the ball. He has both hands on the ball, and it still gets knocked out. Gerald Best gets on it.
First and 10, the ball is at the 40-yard line. Swing pass to Bragg Nola. And Dennis Clay brings him down. Comes up with the football, but again, they're ruling the play was whistled in.
That kind of pass looks good, Don, but he only gained a matter of inches. I mean, he didn't get a full yard out of that.
They've got to get the ball down the middle. Got to throw it in behind the linebackers and in front of Jan Carinci, who's getting a lot of depth.
Blocked in trouble. James Curry with his 4th sack of the day.
And Brock's hurt. Peter Brock very slow getting up, too. That's a bad sign. Well, let's take a look at it. Peter Brock's the man that they've got to have, but number 74 and Vince Goldsmith, they get that leg buckled under Brock when he fell, and he's not moving very well at all. In fact, he's back down.
There have been some outstanding individual performances defensively on both teams. James Curry now with his 4th sack. Felix Wright with 3 interceptions. And Brock is hurt. In case you were wondering, that 56-yard field goal by Bernie Ruoff is a playoff record in the CFL. The old standard 52 yards by Dave Cutler in the 1975 game as Edmonton played Montreal. Dieter Brock, a few years ago with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, suffered an injury to the right knee, and it appears as he limps off to the bench that he is favoring that right knee again, or ankle.
I would think it'd be his ankle from the way he went down. All the pressure seemed to be from Goldsmith's shoulder pads on his ankle. But I'll tell you one thing, that's the right leg when you have to plant it to throw.
He'll walk it off. He'll be back in there.
Well, he's tough.
3rd down kick by Bernie Ruoff in an 8-7 ball game. Carl Bravely. Knocked down at the 35, a 49-yard kick by Bernie Ruoff. Over on the Toronto bench, here's Ernie.
Don, as you mentioned, James Curry just having one tremendous football game. Everybody's fired up on this ball club. I've never seen them this fired up, James.
Well, we look at it this way. It's a bad weather game. Defense is going to have to shine today. Offense point production is going to be very low. And we plan on coming out here shutting Dieter and his offense down because they didn't respect us during the week. And we want them to respect us after the day is over.
You're going to get it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sounded like Muhammad Ali asking for respect over there on the sideline.
I know one thing. They respect the job that James Curry has done at that defensive tackle position. 44 seconds remaining in the third quarter. From the 35, first and 10. Toronto leading 8-7. Deep for Tolbert, picked off by Felix Wright. That's his fourth interception.
Well, that's a fantastic job. You want to talk about playing center field. Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, nobody ever played it better than he's played it this afternoon.
Boy, he goes to that football when it's in the air, Leo, and that's all you can ask out of any defensive back.
Boy, selecting that Carlin O'Keefe defensive game star is going to be a task this afternoon.
Well, I can't remember anybody in playoff play ever intercepting 4 passes.
And you're right, Brock's right back in the ballgame.
Defense has been the key this afternoon, both ways. Brock is back in there. His pass is intended to Rocky DiPietro. He was being covered by Carl Bravely.
Boy, the last time the Ticats threw that, he caught him in a man-to-man defense and he had him DiPietro wide open. This time they went to a zone and Carl Bravely was just waiting on it.
The key still this afternoon might be Ron Johnson on the outside. If they can get him a deep pass with his speed, he's got a chance to break the ball game wide open.
It's second and 10. The ball is at the 53. Little swing pass to Johnny Shepard. He came very close to getting that first down. He's about a yard shy, and that is also the final play of the third quarter. So with 15 minutes remaining here at P&E Stadium, it's a one-point ball game. We could have a tie ball game. Carinci fumbling in the end zone. He covers up, and it's tied at 8.
Donnie caught that ball clean, and I thought, why would you say we could have a tie ball game? He'll run 15 yards with it, but he fumbled the ball, so you must have known something.
Bernie Ruoff responsible for all 8 Hamilton points. 45 yards on that third down punt for the single point.
And this program is copyrighted and strictly for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or exhibition in whole or in part without the express written consent of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation is strictly prohibited.
Well, those who predicted that this would be a tough defensive struggle certainly knew what they were talking about. It has been that and more. Lester Brown is forced out of bounds. John Priestner came across to cover as Lester Brown came out of the backfield. It's a gain of about 7 yards. It's amazing that the Ticats are in it with only 76 yards net offense.
Well, they always say statistics are for losers and the final score is the only thing that counts.
Come on, you guys, let's go. Let's get back.
It will be 2nd and 3, and this is where the Ticats have proven very tough this afternoon on those second down situations. They do it again. Covington makes the stop as they try and counter with the slot back of Emmanuel Tolbert. Leo Ezerins came in from underneath. Well, Dieter Brock, with one flick of his wrist, can certainly put a team in position to score. And defensively, Leo Ezerins, what a ball game he has played.
Well, we've seen so many outstanding performances. Felix Wright, James Curry, Leo Ezerins. And that's the way it should be. In the rain and the cold, the defense has got to be big.
And game such as this, we should almost give out 2 Carling O'Keefe Defensive Game Star Awards. Lisic's third down kick. Taken by Rufus Crawford, stopped immediately at the 25-yard line. 13:32 is the time remaining in this Eastern Championship with the score tied at 8. 32 remaining. Some outstanding individual defensive performances. Felix Wright of the Hamilton Tiger Cats with 4 interceptions this afternoon. I wonder if either of you know what the record is in a single game in the playoffs. Standing by, Felix Wright with Vic Rowder.
I think I'm going to have to take my gloves off to keep count. 4 interceptions. What a game.
I don't know. The Lord's with me today. I can't thank him, too much. I want to go out and get another one now and help the team out a little more.
Defense has been so good.
Yeah. If the offense gives us a little bit more field position, we'll be all right.
Defense has been very good on both sides of the ball. The Toronto Argonauts have played exceptionally well. The record for interceptions in one playoff game is 5.
I don't know if everybody's noticed this or not, Don, but we've had a steady downpour now for almost the entire second half. The field is getting water sitting on it, and it's just going to be a situation right now where the team that makes the mistake in this part of the field down here could be the team to lose.
There's the pass complete over the middle to Wayne Lee. He's got a first down. You're not even interested, Leo, are you, in who holds that record?
I thought I'd ask.
Bud Grant.
Is that right?
That little slant pattern, that cross, but finally he holds it long enough and right down the middle.
Boy, that middle
that
is
2D
so
zone, he's wide open.
Back in 1953, Bud Grant, playing both ways for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, intercepted 5 passes against the Edmonton Eskimos.
Boy, he's a great athlete.
Screen pass to Rufus Crawford. He fights his way up to the 45-yard line. Again, the ball squirted away, but they ruled it was whistle dead. The Argonaut players were out on the field screaming at the officials. But I don't think there's any doubt on this one that Crawford was down.
Definitely down. And Bob O'Billovich showed great judgment on that, too. He went right out there and got those players and said, get over here on the sidelines and start thinking about what you're going to do when you get back in that ball game and quit losing your poise.
11:27, the time left. Incomplete. He was looking for Wayne Lee again. Lee is in there in place of Steve Stapler, and Doug Batterstill deflected it away.
Well, you can see that thing opening up. Looked like it was hitting right in the chest, and all of a sudden, Batterstill came out of nowhere.
You think it's a fair statement, Ron, to say at this stage of the ball game, 11 minutes left, the field under about a half an inch of rain, that the team that makes a mistake is the team that's going to lose?
Yeah, that's about the way it's come down through the whole football game, and the closer you get to the end, the more that becomes evident. This is the time you don't want mistakes and turnovers. They'll kill you.
Nobody's going to sustain the football, so it's just going to be exchange and punt. Play field position and don't make any mistakes.
Just one man back, and that's Jan Corinthian's 20-yard line. And he is stopped at the 32 by John Friesner. We've got 11 minutes remaining in a tied Eastern Conference Championship game.
Now, wait a minute, Phil. Did I know everything when I bought my computer?
No.
But I knew one thing. Go to the right place for support, service, selection, and a group of professionals who really want it to know. Exactly. They sell more kinds of computers than any other store in the world.
Terrific. When can we go there?
Right now.
Welcome to Computerland. How may I help you?
Computerland is only one number one.
I've got those diamond vision blues, all those great colors and bones. From your head down to your shoes, get those diamond vision blues.
Mitsubishi's blue faceplate gives Diamond Vision remarkable color and clarity. If you want the blues, buy an ordinary color TV. But only Mitsubishi gives you the Diamond Vision Blues.
Those ever-loving Mitsubishi diamond vision blues, yeah.
Catch all the excitement of Grey Cup week, beginning with the Shenley Awards Thursday, 8 local, 9 Atlantic, 9:30 in Newfoundland. Saturday, the parade from Edmonton, the Winter Fair from Toronto, then, of course, the big day itself. CBC, the place to be.
48,414 watching the action this afternoon at CNE Stadium. And what a defensive struggle they have witnessed. Screen pass to Terry Greer.
Boy, that almost
and they were ready for it. Mark Streeter almost snuck in behind him to pick it off.
Well, I think they've seen that before today, haven't they?
It was very close to being a lateral. You got to play it safe when that ball's thrown out there that close to a lateral and get on it.
Again, let's go down to the Hamilton bench and Vic Router.
And center Henry Waschuk, you told us, or we heard all week, you've got to give Dieter time to throw. Have you given him the time today?
Well, we had a really bad first quarter. Second quarter, we sort of got our confidence back. We've got some problems on the offensive line with some injuries, so what we're trying to do right now is just try to play solid because we're not making any mistakes. The footing's really bad, and the ball's really wet, so we're trying to make the least amount of mistakes and, just trying to give him that protection that he needs.
The team that makes the mistake just might lose it.
Well, that's right. It's a very tight ball game, and it's a defensive struggle. What we've got to do is go out there right now and score some points.
The pass knocked down by Gerald Best, so it's 3rd and 10 now. The Toronto Argonauts with the favoring wind in this 4th quarter, 10-10 the time remaining.
They're not taking any chances. They're putting the return on.
Good kick by Alyssic. Crawford at the 29. Only a 2-yard return as Steve Aykroyd brought him down after that 50-yard punt by Hank Alyssic. We've got 9:57 remaining. And picking those game stars in this one is really going to be tough. But the recipients will be receiving the Carlsberg Award, which is a cash prize of $500, courtesy of Carling O'Keefe. While we're talking about those Carling O'Keefe game stars, next week in Grey Cup 84, the outstanding offensive player will receive a brand new 1985 Ford Thunderbird, the outstanding defensive player, a 1985 Mercury Cougar, and the outstanding Canadian will get a 1985 Ford Bronco. The pass is incomplete, as it is intended for Wayne Lee. It's 2nd and 10 Hamilton from the 30-yard line.
And the field conditions are starting to prevail down there. Wayne Lee went down, curled to the inside, was open on the play. Dieter had to throw hurriedly, but both feet went out from under him. He just couldn't stand on his feet. That was a big play by Aykroyd going down there and making that tackle, and then punt return too.
Well, the rain started falling partway through the 1st quarter, and it has been coming down constantly since then. The pass is picked off by Corinthi, but there's a penalty flag at the line of scrimmage.
Doesn't make any difference. It was a Toronto Argonaut defender offside. It looked like Earl Wilson.
Well, we said a mistake. That's a little one, but it's a mistake because they give up field position at the 30-yard line.
The pass was intended for Ron Johnson and Bob Obilovich with a look of resignation at that Toronto Argonaut bench.
Offside, Toronto number 58, 2nd down repeated.
The thing that amazes me is he's right over the ball. How can you be offside?
Well, I'll tell you what, any line coach that's ever coached the game will kill a guy for doing that. Bad enough when you're way outside to jump offsides, but when you're right over that ball, all you got to do is watch the ball.
2nd down draw play. Bragg ignored, struck right through the tracks by William Mitchell. I'll tell you, the way this game is going, we could be heading to overtime.
It's going to take a mistake, as we've said many times. It's going to cost somebody this ball game. But that is a great defensive play. Once again, a draw play on 2nd down. Try to get that 1st down, but watch the hit. Bang. William Mitchell met him head on. And you're exactly right. Something's going to happen to change it, or we will head to overtime because they're just going to play in the middle of the field.
Well, the Argos have been coming close on this, rushing this kicker, and it looks like they're going to be coming again. We'll see whether they get close to him again.
What a kick by Bernie Ruoff. Carinci goes all the way back to his own 17-yard line. And he is brought down at the 28. A 58-yard kick by Bernie Ruoff, a run back of 11 with 8:34 remaining in the game.
Nurture, a word meaning every aspect of care, support, a personal interest in a positive outcome. The Canadian Cancer Society. Your donation helps us provide patient and family services, public education, and funds for ongoing research. With your continued help, more and more people are discovering that living is the best reward. Cancer can be beaten. Please give generously.
Seems like only yesterday we bought our first Canada Savings Bond. It helped us to buy our first home by giving us the cash we needed when we needed it. Since then, we've bought a bond a year. They've always given us a good return, and that's helped us to save and invest and enjoy the better things in life. Canada Savings Bonds are still the best choice for us. They could be for you, too.
The right choice that proves itself year after year.
The Argos defensive back, Jan Carinci, is just having an outstanding game. An interception, and there's a tough break that didn't count, really.
Yeah, I saw our one of our guys on our front line jump offside, so you know, it was kind of hard, but you got to make the play anyway. You never know when referee's not going to make the right call.
That's right.
Yeah.
You seem to be able to control Dieter today. You seem to have him in touch.
Under these conditions, you know, it's tough for any quarterback. He's doing a pretty good job, you know, given the conditions. But we're just trying to go out there, play tough defense, hit people, and, you know, hope things go our way.
So well of a game and lots more to go.
All right. High Terps, go, baby.
Okay, Don.
Ernie Gerald Bess had Terry Greer all wrapped up at the 30-yard line after a pickup of just 2 yards. That's the 9th time that Greer has made a catch this afternoon. He has almost single-handedly been the Argonaut offense.
Well, he has found the holes down there. But you know what? They've got to go to somebody else. You know, he can't do it all. He's trying to, though.
Second down play from the 30. The score is tied at 8. Intended for Pearson, incomplete. Well, the Argos are now into a kicking situation.
Ron, as you said, with the way that Bernie Ruoff is kicking here this afternoon, the Ticats are gaining ground every time the ball changes on a punt.
Boy, you don't want to get in a kicking contest with him the last 2 weeks.
The other thing that surprises me a little bit is that little screen that they've had up the middle to Bronk. As deep as the linebackers are playing for Hamilton, and with that 4-man rush trying to put all the pressure on, that looked like it would be a real good play against the Ticats today.
And it's a safe play, and they may need it.
Kalisic has averaged 41.3 yards per punt this afternoon. An end-over-end boot, but he gets good distance out of it. Taken by Crawford at the 35. He finds a bit of a hole, and he gets to the 50-yard line. Upset there by Steve Ackroyd, but Crawford is hurt. Conrad Holloway is warming up at the Toronto bench. He was injured in the second quarter.
Well, if you think this isn't a physical game, almost every play somebody gets up slow. And that's what football's all about when you get to this stage of the season.
Rufus Crawford came down heavily when he was upended by Ackroyd. On the previous series of downs, he had been shaken up, but I think he lands on his right hip. He, of course, is the Eastern nominee for the Shenley Award as the outstanding player in the Canadian Football League, and on Thursday night, either Rufus Crawford or Willard Reeves of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers will accept the trophy and the cash prize as the recipient of that award. Well, it's getting difficult to see the CNE tower from our vantage point. here at the CNE Stadium. The CN Tower now with cloud covering the top of the structure, and the weather forecast today indicates that we may have snow before these clouds pass over.
Rufus Crawford's up on his feet walking off the field, and knowing him, he'll be back in there.
Next play.
Steve Kearns is in there in his place, dumping it off to Shepard, looking for that block, and he gets to the 51, very close to a first down.
Now look at who's going back in the ball game. Number 21, Rufus Crawford.
Crawford is back in. Steve Kearns goes to the bench.
Little screen pass. Send them receivers down, set up the screen to Shepard. Picks up some good blockers. He's got those white jerseys in front of him, and then he just goes straight ahead until he's finally tackled from behind. But they're going to measure for that first down, and those Ticats are almost to Ruoff's range.
6:41 is the time remaining. The score is tied at 8 in this Eastern Championship game. During regular season play, the teams split. On October 27th, Hamilton won 25-20 after losing at home on August the 12th, 30-22. Last year, these same two teams staged a dramatic Eastern final, won 41-36 by the Argonauts. Second and inches. Dragignola gets the first down as he's inside the Toronto 50.
Boy, at this stage of the ball game with 6:19 left and the clock running and Dieter Brock at the helm, it doesn't take many people in skilled positions to get close to that goal line to either kick the field goal or get in and score, because Dieter can do it.
Kearns has gone back into the ball game, replacing Rufus Crawford. First and 10 from just inside the Toronto 50. Pass is knocked down at the line of scrimmage by Vince Goldsmith.
Well, that could have been that play that the Argos, that break that they were been playing for all afternoon, and their defense has been playing brilliantly. That ball was up in the air, and if that could have been picked off, it could have been a big play for them.
Second time today, Vince Goldsmith's been able to block a pass. Well, he's right on top of him, too.
He put too much wood on that ball. If he would have flicked it a little bit lighter, it would have been straight up in the air, and maybe one of those blue shirts could have had it.
It's now second and 10 Hamilton with 5:42 remaining. The score tied at 8. Just inside the 50.
A big play here, Don.
Penalty flag. The pass is incomplete. Actually, Wayne Lee did quite a job of preventing play from intercepting. Offside, Hamilton.
Leo, we're going to get offside. Are you going to take the penalty or are you going to decline it?
Second down. I'll take a penalty.
Well, you give Dieter
Offside, Hamilton, number 17, declined, third down.
They're going to decline it. Well, it might have been a good play on their part right there, but it was, if they took the penalty, and Dieter got close enough to kick that field goal, it might have been bad.
Up at the top of the screen, the receiver jumped across the line of scrimmage prior to the ball being snapped.
They only got one guy back there now. If he could get the ball away from him, they could get a point out of this.
Big kick again by Ruoff. Carinci takes it at the 1-yard line. And he gets it back to the 10.
Well, there are some hitting down there on that field. One guy hit him, one guy stood him up, the other guy blindsided him, and two other guys came in and finished up on him. Hundreds, which is going back into the ball game.
The reaction from the crowd with Sunridge Holloway coming into the ball game with 5:04 remaining. But the Argos have been steadily backing up towards their own goal line. They've been losing on each exchange just a little, and now they are back at their own 10, first and 10.
Well, I'll tell you what,
a tough place to start at this stage of the game. 4 minutes and 55 seconds left. You've got to make a couple first downs. You've got to.
Well, you know the Conrad's is going to be looking for number 10 and number 25.
Over the middle to Paul Pearson. He is stopped just short of the first down.
That's number 25, Paul Pearson. He loves to throw that little thing across the middle to Paul. And after he throws that a couple times, he'll work on a one-on-one with Greer.
He looks to the left side, and then Pearson comes across the middle underneath the backers. Now, here's what I like. Straight up field. You got to have every inch of real estate right now. Do not take any chances trying to fake somebody out. You'll lose yardage.
Well, as you said before, that the Ticats have been tough on second down and short. We'll see what happens on this one. But Conridge is more active, and he can probably get it himself if need be.
2nd and 1. Lester Brown should have the first down if he is across the 20-yard line. You can't help, though, but admire the courage of Paul Pearson. He had that dislocated shoulder. They popped it back in, and he has returned to the game. And that catch he made could be a key catch in this ballgame.
Well, that's for sure. As we just got done saying, you've got to get the ball out of that end of the football field because of Ruoff's kicking, and he got 8 yards on a play that, you know, a lot of times is incomplete, but he turned it into an 8-yard gain.
Well, at this location is a very common injury, and if you snap it back in place, you don't have too many ill effects the day that it happened. Tomorrow will be sore, but you can play with something like that. The danger is a chronic dislocation where it keeps slipping out.
Holloway with lots of time. Now he's in trouble, and he's dropped for a loss by Rod Stillman.
Well, that was just a great job of coverage by the Hamilton defense on that play. He had plenty of time to throw the football, but nobody to see to.
He had all day to throw it. They're all covered, and he did a wise thing by not taking any chances and gambling on a guy. He just ate the football. Look how much time he's got. Now he's going to put the... Now, just go down with it. Good move. Don't turn it over.
We talk about big plays and big circumstances. Here it is down there inside the 20-yard line. There's 3 minutes and 2 seconds left, and it's second down and about 15 yards to go. You know, if they have to kick on third down here, that'll put Hamilton in a good position with the time left on the clock to get down there and get some points. This is a big, big first down here.
.302 is the time remaining. The score is tied at 8. 48,000 fans in attendance at CNE Stadium this afternoon. One section almost completely filled by Hamilton supporters.
This has got to be the biggest play of the whole afternoon for the Toronto Argonauts. In this position on the field, with that field as wet as it is, and kicking out of their own end zone. Close to their goal line at least.
Well, they got 14 yards, 15 yards. You're exactly right. This is the biggest play of the season.
Oh, almost picked off by Leo Ezerins. It was intended for Paul Pearson. And now the Argonauts are forced to kick with 2:52 remaining.
2:52 remaining, and they're kicking on a very, very wet field. They'll be kicking from about their 5-yard line. If Alisic has ever earned his pay, he's going to earn it on this one.
This ball really should have been thrown. Leo Ezerins is in perfect position. If he picks that off, this team's history.
Hamilton trying to set up a return, and Alisic does hit a big one. Back to the 35-yard line. And Bridgman Crawford simply covers up. He goes down at the 39. A 57-yard kick by Alisic.
Boy, I'll tell you, you know, they talk about big plays with big people at big times. Alisic never had any more of a challenge in his whole life of getting that ball downfield on that punt, and he got it downfield. And The coverage team did their job and stopped it down there around the 35-yard line.
2:42, the time remaining.
They're putting the ball down at the 39-yard line.
The draw play with Johnny Shepard. Brock punished and hit by Don Long.
This is the survival of the fittest right now. Boy, I'll tell you, this is the ideal situation. Both of them are hitting. Watch the hit by Don Moe, number 36. Boy, he put him right on his back. Here's the way it's supposed to be.
The guy that diverted that draw play, though, was Goldsmith again. He recovered off a block and got right in that area where the draw was supposed to be run and caused Shepard to veer.
Penalty flag on the play. Brock is going to run for the first down, but it could be called back.
I believe we're going to get an offside again by the wide receivers.
Yes, that is the call. And again, I think it was Wayne Lee.
Wayne Lee, it was. Boy, Al Bruno's got to be concerned. Boy, he's seen this team fight back all season long. And boy, that's a big, big play. Dieter had run for the first down. No one expected that.
5 weeks ago, people had written the Hamilton Tiger Cats off as a playoff contender.
You know, we got right here, we've got an exact duplication almost of that last situation down at the other end of the field.
Procedure. Hamilton, number 17, second down repeated.
You're right, Ron, where the onus is going to be on unless they can recover this first down. The onus is going to be on now Ruoff to kick them out of trouble here.
We're 2:17 away from going into overtime to determine the Eastern champion for 1984. The score is tied at 8. Second down, second and 15. Brock threw that one away.
And look who's on the bottom. He had no choice but throw it because James Curry had him.
I'm sure the experience of Dieter Brock on that one told him to throw it away.
Don't sacrifice any more yards. That's a great move. You're exactly right. A veteran quarterback. Watch the pressure that he gets. Number 74 is going to come in from the inside. Dieter slips. Now 74 shows up. He's got him by the legs. Dieter just doesn't take the loss. That's a good play.
That was a good play by Dieter, is right.
Now the Argos could get pretty good field position, depending on this Bernie Ruoff kick, and that wind has increased in velocity, and Ruoff is kicking into it. Garinci takes it at the 35. He fumbles the ball. Hamilton got it.
Oh, I think Toronto.
I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. Yes, they have got it. Uh-oh, there's still some controversy here. The whole Hamilton team thought that Hamilton had it.
Well, who has got the ball?
Here comes Al Bruno.
Could this be a repeat of what happened last year when the Ticats thought they were jobbed by an official's call?
I was thinking
Well, let's watch
exactly
it.
the same thing, Don.
Al Bruno way out at midfield.
See, he needs to get a flag. You can't go that far on the field.
That's a big, big break for the Hamilton, or for the Toronto.
2:01 is the time left. Now the Argos have it at their own 48-yard line, 1st and 10. Conrad Holloway running with the ball, looking for the first down. He'll be close. They're going to measure this one to see if they've got a first down, but much was made in the papers this week about the fact that the official who threw a flag in last year's Eastern Championship would not be working this game. A flag that Hamilton claimed cost them the Eastern title.
All right, let's look at this. This is the biggest play of the game. The ball, now Hamilton has it originally, but watch it slide out. He's going to lose the football right here. It's going to come out the side.
Well, I don't know about that.
And I don't know who had it. I don't know who ended up with it. I just saw it come loose.
I think somebody took it out from under him and grabbed it.
Second and inches. Holloway should have the first down. 1:37 is the time left in the game. The score is tied at 8.
Last year, Mark Ragnola, they talked about a defensive interference call. Are they going to talk about that fumble this year?
I was right beside my player, Steve Kearns. He was on the ball. They signaled it was ours, and then they changed their mind. So I don't know.
I see Al Bruno very upset about it. He's halfway out there. He thought it was yours.
I thought it was ours. I was right beside Steve, like I said, in the bottom of the pile. But that's football, I guess. I don't know.
First and 10, Toronto. They are at the Hamilton 52-yard line. Quickly to Emmanuel Tolbert, to the 44.
Boy, he made a good catch on that, too, because it was behind him, and he had to twist to make the catch. But the thing about being a pro, just like the way those punters are punting the ball when they have to, is catch the ball in a critical situation. And, boy, this is getting more critical with each play.
That was a big, big gamble of a throw by Holloway because he had a Hamilton Tiger Cat linebacker there, and as Leo said, that's what receivers have to do in critical spots, is make their catch.
The clock is running. 2nd and 3. The ball is at the 44. We're into the final minute. Holloway will run. He'll get the first down, or at least be very, very close to it.
And down to the spot. See where they spot it.
It's third, apparently, in less than a yard. Although they are going to measure, but you saw Holloway indicating to the Argonaut bench that they were about 2 feet away.
I think he may have given a little bit more than they really got. I think there's about a football difference.
Well, they don't have the first down, so it will be 3rd and inches.
Now the thing with the officials will be watching very closely is that Hamilton team gives them a full yard on the defense over there.
I'll tell you this, if anybody else touches that football with number 7, it's a mistake.
Yeah,
54 seconds left.
Got to be a quarterback sneak.
You've got to get it done. Conrich has to do it right now.
Holloway deep. He'll have the first down. .41 seconds remaining in this game. I think they may remeasure.
Oh, it's no avail because he's got the
first down. First down.
Definitely.
That's what, go get it.
So now it's a first down situation for the Argos. They are at the 41-yard line with 33 seconds remaining.
That's exactly right. They got to be very careful right now. 29 seconds.
That inside play with Tolbert again, and he gets only 1. Now there are just 20 seconds remaining.
They'll probably be calling timeout here.
It would be a good time to call timeout. When clock this over, you've got 20 seconds, or you're going to overtime.
I think there goes the whistle. They're blowing it in, and Holloway is away from the huddle.
And it started.
They had better hurry. They haven't called a play yet. And the clock is running.
I think they're going to call timeout when it gets down to about 5 seconds.
Holloway watching that clock. And that's what they're doing. With 4 seconds remaining, they have called a timeout. Now what do you do?
Punt it. Punt that football.
All right, we've got the final play coming up right after this.
Adam and Eve used to get on well, but Eve ribbed Adam. Napoleon longed to be big and grand, so he thought he'd give his side a hand. Josephine said,
Tony, you're real cute, but don't get caught short without your brute.
Don, they've sent Olisic off the field to change his shoe, and it looks like that they've changed their mind from the field goal to the punt.
Well, they're going to punt it, and there were 3 defenders in the end zone ready to return his third down punt.
Well, why wouldn't Hamilton have some punters back there in the end zone?
Well, they do have Ruoff back there, and Paul Bennett. They had 3 people back there at one time.
Well, Bennett's not a punter, is he?
Oh, yeah, he's had enough experience. He's done it before.
Okay.
This is it.
Well, the Eastern Championship could be decided on this play. It won't go into the end zone, or will it? No, it won't. We're going into overtime. Hank Olisic had a chance to win the ball game on the final play, but it did not go into the end zone. So now we are going into overtime.
But I'll say this. I think what Olisic wanted to do was punt it into the end zone and out of bounds.
Sure. Well, the coaches, Al Bruno and Bob Rabilovich, are explaining to their players what will happen in this overtime session. We'll explain to you what will happen. It will not be sudden death. There will be 2 10-minute halves. There will be a minute between halves. If the score is still tied, same procedure. But it is not sudden death. Remember, 2 10-minute halves, and they kick off to start each half.
Right. What happens is just like at the beginning of the football game, Hamilton will have their choice coming into this first overtime period. Hamilton had the choice at the beginning of the game. They will have their choice to kick or receive or choose an end.
It's all important right now with these field conditions the way they are. Again, it's going to be the team that can be smart about their field position. It's going to be the punters that's going to play a big part in this game, Don. No question about that. And it's going to be exciting.
I'll tell you what's funny. Everybody will be wondering why Hank Olisic can't kick the ball to the end zone, but I'll tell you one thing. When he kicked that 57-yard punt out from the shadow of his goal line, that was the biggest play of the football game.
It was the biggest play for Toronto, no question about that. But the other guy on the other side, Ruoff, has been just as instrumental in their success this afternoon, and it's going to end up on a field like this, being in the special teams that might win the game.
I harken back to a comment that I made and that we discussed in the first quarter when Felix Wright made the first of 4 interceptions in the end zone. Could have been all over, 15-0 at that point. The pass intended for Pearson. As it is, we're tied and now into overtime.
Well, both teams have had some luck with big plays this afternoon. Hamilton really hasn't been able to capitalize, and the Argonauts haven't either. And it's going to be at this time when all the chips are on the line that they're going to have to make the big play. And it might be something just as simple as a 1-pointer or a 3-pointer that's going to determine who's going to be the Eastern Division champion.
We said a mistake. And when I think back to it, the biggest mistake that was made in the late part of this football game was Earl Wilson jumping offside on James Frenchie's interception. They had the ball at the 30-yard line, perfect field position, wind at your back to kick the field goal. And that, you know, it doesn't seem like much, a little offside penalty, but as you mentioned, he's right over the ball. It cost him, and it cost him dearly.
That was substantial. That was a play that could have turned it around. And it'll be a play similar to that probably in this overtime that will do something about it. You know that these teams down aren't going to take the ball and sustain and take it right down the field. So it's going to have to be a big play. And still, I think that Johnson on the outside as a receiver getting into that middle with Brock's arm might be the difference.
Ron, we talked about the overtime upcoming. I think early in your career in Saskatchewan, you were involved in an overtime game, weren't you?
Yeah, we lost it.
Well, stay with us because we've got the excitement of overtime coming up to determine this 1984 Eastern champion.
Tonight, backstretch. Everybody wants her.
$1,800, that's it. It's my final offer.
I'm willing to give you $6,000 for that horse.
I'll go as high as $10,000.
Because a horse with that kind of money has got to be good.
There she is.
Backstretch, tonight on CBC Television.
I'm over here. You do seem startled. Weren't you expecting me?
Sarah's torn between virtue and passion. The Jewel in the Crown continues tonight.
8-8 is the score. Hamilton and Toronto, only one touchdown. Lester Brown in the first quarter. Hank Olisic with the convert and a single. Bernie Ruoff with 2 field goals and 2 singles. Ruoff with that 56-yard field goal established the CFL playoff record. And unless one of these teams makes a mistake, we could be here for a long time in overtime.
I think one thing is going to be substantial, Ron, in this overtime, and that's you saw when Conridge went back in the ball game, that extra dimension that he has on this wet field to be able to pull the ball down and run for a first down might be a deciding factor here. You know, the other quarterback can't do that. Dieter just is not a runner, and Conridge is the style of a guy that can go in there, and if he has to, he can get the thing done with a little bit of a run to get that first down. Now let's go to Ernie down on the sidelines.
Well, you know, the old saying, the best laid plans. Well, you could look back on that final few seconds in regulation play and talk about the Toronto Argonauts, the defending Grey Cup champions, on their way to another Grey Cup. They thought they had worked the ball down into position. You could see all the players along the sideline and on the bench. They knew that they were going to get this single point and go on into the Grey Cup final. Then there was a change. A decision was made to go from a punt to an attempted field goal. And then again, it was changed back to the punt. Hank Olisic did not get the punt he wanted. It fell short, and now we have overtime, and it's still anyone's game. But as the players from Toronto came to the bench, you could see tremendous disappointment there because they worked hard against a fired-up Hamilton team that just will not quit. Neither did the Argos, mind you. We have that kind of a